Should Israel be doing more to allow food into Gaza?
Say it.
Should Israel be doing more to allow food into Gaza?
What did she say?
Should Israel be doing more to allow food into Gaza?
Well, we gave $60 million 2 weeks ago, and nobody even acknowledged it for food. And it's terrible. You really at least want to have somebody say thank you. No other country gave anything. We gave $60 million 2 weeks ago for food for Gaza. And nobody acknowledged it. Nobody talks about it. And it makes you feel a little bad when you do that. And, you have other countries not giving anything. None of the European countries, by the way, gave. Nobody gave but us. And nobody said, gee, thank you very much. And it would be nice to have at least a thank you.
The question wasn't about you. It wasn't about America. It wasn't criticizing you or America. It was you apparently are aggrieved that you're the only one doing something. Well, then you should love this question because it's about how Israel should do more. But instead it's, I gave $60 million of taxpayer money. Literally, it's not him. It's not him. He doesn't get credit for it. Literally anyone would have done far more. Why am I not getting a thank you? And I just see that children are literally dropping dead of starvation. And this guy's like, everybody's being mean. You're not giving me thanks. And I see that and I get distracted because his tie looked a little bit loose. And I just want to help him tighten it because I don't think you should go on TV with such a loose tie. I just want to help him get it in the position it needs to be. This grotesque monster who cares more about getting credit for a minor bit of money that's given there. Good that the money was given for food. The issue is it's not gonna get in as long as Israel is stopping it from getting in. And so we're not asking for $60 million. We're asking for you who loves to throw your weight around everywhere in the world except when it comes to Israel and saving these kids. And we don't have time for you to rant about how you deserve more credit. Kids are dying literally every day. Sharon, jump in.
If you've ever had a conversation, let alone an argument with a narcissist, I want to tell you something. This is textbook, covert, malignant, narcissist behavior. That's not what the question was. And by the way, if some more food trickles in, the babes who are gonna have to be spoon-fed it, they can't even feed themselves, they can't even speak the word thank you, okay? Do you wanna go save a drowning person and then throw them back because they don't say thank you? It's the dumbest thing ever. And it's so ignorant. I don't need a thank you to help a fellow human out of this. He won't even do something symbolic like the UK or Canada and say, you know what? You got just this much time before we recognize Palestinian state. He won't even, of course, we're not gonna do that, okay? Yeah. And that's just symbolic. It's all about you. It's not your money anyway, okay? It's our money. And we want more food to get in. That's what the American people want.
Yeah, 100%. This is just like, again, thank you to everybody who's watching. There aren't a lot of you, but thank you. Because it's just every bit of this is so terrible. And almost everyone involved in this story is the literal worst person in the world. And they're the ones that we have to hope feel a rare twinge of empathy. But no, every bit of this is terrible. Let's transition to another thing that's terrible. This is one of the worst things that I think I've read about in literally months. This Palestinian peace activist, okay? He is detained by Donald Trump. He's deported, okay? This is Auda Hathaleen. In June, he's an English teacher, activist, former soccer player from the West Bank. Detained with his cousin in San Francisco, okay? They were gonna go on an interfaith speaking tour organized by a community synagogue. Instead, they were deported, okay? And they were sent back to I believe to the West Bank. He was then killed by a settler there. He was murdered by a settler. Now I know, this, I'm in the media. We're not supposed to talk about it when an Israeli settler murders yet another Palestinian. That's supposed to be free. You're not supposed to comment on it. The settlers are just allowed to murder people. But I'm gonna break that prohibition. I think you'll understand why. This guy is he's literally a peace activist. He's just trying to help people out, working with other faiths, trying to bring people together. And so you take the true evil in Gaza, West Bank, Israel of this conflict, the nonstop violence, you combine it with the mass deportation, Donald Trump killed this guy. He's not gonna go on trial for it. He's not gonna spend a moment behind bars for it. But this person, this peace activist, would be alive if not for Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, he doesn't even need to know. He's never gonna know that this guy existed, okay? He sets a policy, an intentionally, explicitly evil policy to satisfy the desires of racists in America. We just gotta get the numbers up. It'll be the worst of the worst, don't worry. Like soccer players and peace activists. And no, you don't get to do your religious speaking tour or whatever. That's done, you're too dangerous. So we're gonna ship you back and you're gonna be murdered. And he doesn't even have to know about it. He just gets to go on about his day. All of us paying millions of dollars so he can golf and stuff like that. This is just a level of evil that I kind of, again, I said this a couple days ago when we talked about this. I understand why people don't want to follow the news in this area. It's too terrible, okay? Sharon, I apologize. I'm gonna go to you for comment after what I just said, but what do you make of this?
Yeah, he's not gonna know anything about this guy who is the epitome of, a hero, just your everyday hero wants to make life better. He's not gonna hear about it. He's gonna keep blasting, opera from his golf carts in Scotland. He goes on with life, okay? I remember when Melania wore that coat when kids were in cages, and on the back it said, "I don't really care, do you?" Well, now we know who gave it to her. Now we know whose idea it was, okay? They're just not even trying to pretend. And by the way, narcissists, and I'm a lay person, I shouldn't be diagnosing anyone. They don't have the ability. So we're desperately, you mentioned the word empathy. We're desperately trying to, here's more, look at this. And all it is making us more upset and sicker. And I'm fine with that while other people are starving, but it's not going to get to these kinds of people. It's just not.
Yeah. Again, I had my proposal, for each child that, starves to death. That's a month, you lose it. Okay, each time a settler murders a Palestinian, that's a year where you don't get our Patriot missile cover.
Perfect.
Why is it that if Gavin Newsom does something that Donald Trump doesn't like, he'll pull hundreds of millions of dollars of funding. If Harvard does something he doesn't like, that's $2 billion that you don't get. He loves throwing his weight around for important stuff, like Stephen Colbert was mean to me or whatever. But here, I have no doubt that if my proposals were covered, even by just the news or whatever, they would consider what I'm saying to be unacceptable, radical, evil. And yet we can't stand up for innocent life, being murdered, being run over by bulldozers, being shot by settlers, being starved by the IDF. We're the radicals to say that, hey, since we're giving you billions of dollars, maybe you could stop murdering people, just for a little bit. That's the radical thing.